What happens if rates hit 6%? According to the NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors, that number makes the median priced home more affordable for another 5.5 trillion home buyers. That is insane that we just need to get to 6%. About 1.6 million of those are actually renters right now. And if history holds, roughly 10% of them, which is about 500,000 households, would buy within the next year or so. That kind of shift could actually take home sales up about 13 to 14%. So this, if you're looking at buying, this is significant. Also, the double-digit growth in 1 year almost never happens in housing, but it has happened a couple times over the last few years, and this is something that we have to really look at as we move forward. So let's talk about what this really means for buyers and sellers, and if you're renting, for you as well. Hi, I'm Nikki Nail, your Maryland Realtor, and I hope you enjoy my videos as much as I enjoy making them. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button to follow along, and follow me on Instagram at NikkiNail_MD Homes. All right, so let's get going here. So buyers, what does this mean for you? If you're thinking of buying a home, it's a great time to buy a home. At 6%, affordability actually increases. This means that people who have quietly been sitting, like maybe yourself, and thinking, I can't afford right now, you may actually be able to afford, because a 6% interest rate versus a 7% means that you'll have a couple $100 more every month that you would have to pay in interest if the rate was over 7%. It doesn't mean everybody rushes out to go look at houses, so don't start stressing. And it doesn't mean you can buy a house tomorrow either. This is something that we still have to go through a process with a lender to see if you can get pre-approved and if it is still something that makes sense for you. The other side of this is psychological, actually, not as much financial. A lot of buyers aren't just stuck because they can't afford it. Actually, they're worried more about making a decision that they're going to regret. And maybe you feel this way. It's something that the newer generations and like Gen Z and millennials have been feeling. And they're scared to make something that feels so permanent. So what's been keeping people on the sidelines? Well, lower rates are some of the fear. But like I said, psychological and making that permanent decision that you feel is permanent, you're making that, and that feels like a tough decision, right? Just remember, your house isn't permanent. You do have to start somewhere, and that's why they call it a starter home. What does this mean if you're a seller? Well, sellers, this is going to be great news for you. Inventory is already up right now, about 20% higher than it was last year, okay? And more homes are sitting on the market for just a bit longer than they were. If rates fall though, well, buyers, all those buyers back here are going to be stepping back in. And that means for you, more buyers is more demand, means higher price. It's just the law of economics here. So all the buyers that have been holding off may now be making offers on your home, and you're going to start to see your home is going to go up in value because of this. NAR expects the sales to jump 13 to 14% if the rate hits 6%. This is a really rare phenomenon. And with more homes for sale now than we have seen recently, the market is actually in position to handle it without prices jumping significantly. I don't think they're going to go crazy up, and the other realtors around me are feeling the same way. But I do think if you sit on the sidelines and wait, prices are only going to continue to increase over time. The big picture here is that I think 6% is kind of the sweet spot for the interest rate. I feel like, and NAR feels this way as well, that if the rate does hit 6%, there will be just enough buyers out there and just enough sellers that we will have a straight market, which is a flatline market that is wonderful for both buyers and sellers. Another aspect of this too is there's a lot of people who bought houses with an interest rate that was higher than 6%. Maybe they're in the 7s or 8s. Well, they're going to be able to save money because they can now refinance their loan with that lower interest rate. May cost a couple thousand to do this, but you will save a couple hundred every single month on your mortgage payment. This is significant. It gives you more money to spend on things that you want to spend or to put away for retirement, wink, wink, and to be able to have savings. Because how many people have savings right now? Raise your hand. Not many do. And I have been putting money into the stock market lately. Maybe you are as well. And I don't want to put all my money into the stock market. I want to put my money into housing as well. I want to diversify a little bit. So a lower interest rate actually to me feels like the credit cards will be lower. I won't feel so stressed about making all my credit card payments on like every single month, paying them off. But I do like to pay them pretty close to off. I'm just saying that the rate will be less, so I won't be paying as much in interest. There are a lot of perks to having a lower interest rate overall in the economy, not just for the housing market. The lower interest rates would also go back to having more money to spend on things that you want to buy versus which they call discretionary spending versus things that you have to buy. Housing is something that you do have to buy, either rent or purchase. And in my opinion, it's best to be able to purchase if you can, because you are saving money every time you pay your mortgage. Your money is being saved in that mortgage, and you're paying down the balance every single month. So here's the takeaway. 6% is not just a headline. It actually changes the math for millions of Americans. And it kind of brings buyers off the sidelines, right? And that's what we need right now. It gives sellers more confidence as well, and they need to be able to move and purchase something. So this is a great way to get the market moving. Really hope this holds. If you're trying to figure out if this is an affordable rate for you and you will be able to make the move when the rate does hit 6%, reach out to me in the links below. I have all my contact information. I would love to go over this with you and see if it's something that we can make happen for you. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for following along today. If you like my content, don't forget, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and learn more about the Maryland real estate market and your move coming to Maryland. It could be the right one, right? So let's talk about it. Have a one-on-one chat with me. My link is below, and I look forward to coming up with a plan for you. Take care.